Hello, really good to be with you again. Really trust that you're having a wonderful day. Another parable from Jesus on prayer in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 11. Right after having taught on the Lord's Prayer, answering the disciples' question to please teach us how to pray, and right before the passage where he talks about ask, keep on asking, seek, keep on seeking, knock, keep on knocking, which of you, as a father, if asked by his son for bread, would give the son a stone. So this whole section of the 11th chapter of Luke is all about prayer. And in the middle of this is a parable, starting at the 5th verse. And he said to them, which of you shall have a friend? The Greek there has a sense of which of you would have a friend that would behave like this? Could you really call this friend a friend? Which of you shall have a friend and go to him at midnight and say to him, friend, lend me 3 loaves? For a friend of mine has come to me on his journey, and I have nothing to set before him. And he will answer from within and say, do not trouble me. The door is now shut, and my children are with me in bed. I cannot rise and give to you. I say to you, though he will not rise and give to him because he is his friend, yet because of his persistence, he will rise and give him as many as he needs. Because of his persistence, there's that concept again. That's actually translating a Greek word in the noun form, anadeia, and it means shamelessness, audacity, brazenness, brashness. Very good friends of mine, Messianic Jewish rabbis, have helped me a lot understand the Hebrew and make it come alive and understand how to relate the Hebrew to the ministry of Jesus. And they said that this word can best be translated as chutzpah, this inappropriate, seemingly inappropriate, improper, outrageous, in-your-face kind of shamelessness. But it's not for the sake of being like that or doing something like that, but it actually comes out of a desperate faith. It comes out of a compelling, overwhelming hunger, an all-consuming need. And Jesus says that kind of chutzpah, that kind of shamelessness, that kind of persistence gets God's attention. Now this parable, like the parable we looked at last week, the parable of the widow with the unjust judge, has an it is and an it is not aspect to it. Prayer is like shamelessness, chutzpah, audacity, knock and keep on knocking, seek and keep on seeking, ask and keep on asking. But it is not true that the Father is like a friend who will not respond to the knocking of a neighbor who is in need. Now, which of you has a friend like this? Just picture this in modern terms. You're in a deep, dark place. You call someone that you really trust, that's beloved to you, important to you, has a track record of coming through for you. Call them up after midnight and imagine that they just hang up on you time and time again. I'm asleep, I'm in bed. Why are you calling at this time? And they hang up time and time again. Of course, the audience listening to Jesus teach this way is responding the same way you would respond to that. It would never happen. In actuality, it's more like this. We call, the Father picks up the call. We hear the sound of the rustling of sheets. We hear the sound of clothing being put on. We hear the sound of keys. We hear the sound of a door opening and closing. We hear the sound of a car starting, and we know that not only have they taken our call, but he is on the way to be with us. And that is the heart of the Father. Jesus' point here then is not that God is reluctant, that God's arm needs to be put behind his back and twisted, that we have to really pound on the door in order to overcome his resistance. He's saying that there is an enemy that's going to get between us and the answer to our prayer. And therefore, we need to be like Hannah in the first book of Samuel, in the first chapter. She so wanted a son in her barrenness. She wanted to bring forth a son. Read that chapter, especially verses 6 through 12, and look at all the things that she did, the vows that she made, the desperation, the hunger that was expressed, that got God's attention in the right way, at the right time, when everything was in proper arrangement and alignment. The answer came through for her beautifully and wonderfully. And Jesus says this, he concludes the teaching this way, how much more will your Heavenly Father hear your cry and give you what you need? God bless. We'll see you tomorrow.